to talk a little bit about my story and also deliver some positive vibes after everything that we just heard from Roger. It's a little bit of a downer, right? But I would like to start off with a little bit of who I am as a person. I was born in Veracruz, Mexico, 100% Jarocho. Unfortunately, I did not grow up there. In 1999, my mom, my sister, and I, we made the trip to reunite with my dad, who was living in Texas. I haven't seen him for a little over a year, and since I was so young, I didn't really remember who he was. That's one of the main reasons why we moved to the United States. Because my mom, she grew up without a father, and she didn't want that for her children. That's one of the reasons. Another big reason why we left Mexico is because she wanted a proper education for her children. The education in Mexico is good if you have the money. And where we were growing up, the situation that we were in, we unfortunately could not afford that because for public school, you have to pay to go there for public school. You have to pay for the books, you have to pay for the uniform. It's not like here where public school is very, very cheap, as in it's free. All you have to do is provide the supplies. So, in 1999, we moved to Texas. But then, in 2001, around October, November, so around this time, we moved to Lancaster, Kentucky. And I've been here essentially ever since. Now, you're probably wondering what I do for the migrant. I am on my third year working with the Northern region, aka the best region.
Yeah!
And, it's been quite an experience for me, in all honesty. Getting to know everyone that makes up the Kentucky MEP, from the students to the parents of the students, and to the people that work for migrant. Like, in all honesty, the group that we have here, we are a kick-ass group of people, right? And I do want to applaud that for what we're doing here. So like I said before, I've been only here for 3 years. To me, that sounds like a long time. But listening to everyone sitting up, some people are here for a year, some people are here for 5. Some people are here for 10 years. Some people are here for 20 years. Like, that to me is absolutely amazing. That to me shows and proves how compassionate and caring you are for the students. I was a migrant student several years ago, back in Garrett County. I was only in the program for 2 years, because we decided to live there. I mean, we had some family there, we had our cousins, some uncles there, and that's essentially where we made our life. That's like a lot of the students that we help out here. Growing up in Garrett County was very difficult since I was the only Latino student there for a very long time. Well, besides my sister, but she was in, she's 5 years older than I, so she was in middle school and then high school, so I never really got to see another person that spoke Spanish, right? Since I was there, however how difficult it was, I always seeked and received the help from the people there. And not just anyone. Compassionate people are the people that I seeked. People that genuinely cared about who I am as a person, despite my legal status. And that's the main point that I am trying to deliver. With the current political climate, some of your students are scared. Scared for themselves, scared for their siblings, and for their parents. Maybe some are even thinking of dropping out of high school. That's a reality for them. That was my reality growing up, right? Like, I didn't know what would happen if, as soon as I graduated high school, if anything was going to be there for me. Because, like Roger said, thanks to Apply Letter versus Doe, regardless of your legal status, you can go to school. But once you graduate high school, what is there for you, right? And that's a reality that some of our students face. And that's a reality that we have to accept, and we have to help out our students in that regard. I am a DACA recipient, and it's a very, very scary time right now. Some of our students might be DACA recipients. Some of our students were hopeful DACA recipients, and Now, they can no longer have that. So now they may be in a crossroads of whether to continue going out to high school or not. But that's why we're here, right? That's one of our main goals. So these are your students. You care for them. You care about their success, and that's what makes the difference. That's what made the difference for me. Having people that care for you and support your success will always transcend the negativity that is their reality. Now, we have to recognize that we can't fix the situation meaning their legal status, but that's okay. Well, okay, it's not okay, but I think you understand what I'm trying to say there. Though we might not be able to help directly, we can at least do something about it. Like, I heard not so long ago that there's a person that works with a migrant that bakes cakes for them for their birthday. And that may seem very little, but to that family, to that student, that means a lot. That shows that there's a person out there that genuinely cares for them. And that makes a huge difference to these students. Huge. Simply being there for them in times of turmoil is what matters. A compassionate person is what our student needs. It's what our students deserve. I know one of our more important goals for the MEP is that we get them through high school and receive that diploma. To some, that might not seem like that big of a deal, but you know who our students are. They have obstacles upon obstacles. Getting that diploma is essentially what they're hoping for, and that to them is a big deal. And that is what we're here for, is to get them through that high school, right? I want to leave you with this quote. Some of you may recognize it. Once social change begins, it cannot be reversed. You cannot uneducate the person who has learned to read. You cannot humiliate the person who feels pride. You cannot oppress those that are no longer afraid. That quote is by my biggest heroes, Cesar Chavez. The work that you do here in the MEP is helping our students achieve this. You're helping your students advocate for themselves once they EOD or once they graduate. Focus on that. Thank you, everyone. I hope you continue to do the work that you do, because our students deserve nothing but the best. And that's who you guys are, the best.
Let's give one more round of applause for